like?
As long as he's able to just like shut down Ramlethal's attempts at setting up swords safely, he ought to be, because he hasn't been doing too bad on Wake Up again in a lot of matchups. Like he feels pretty comfortable in disadvantage, and if you're comfy in disadvantage against Ramlethal, who is pretty much all advantage, like she's just advantage state the character.
Part of 4-5's Johnny is to like not go for knockdowns as often as he probably could be doing, and instead just go for more of the neutral heavy stuff.
But you know, we'll see how this goes. They're letting the interest play because that's the Xanadu way.
It's losers finals, right? Gotta let it rock.
Yeah, gotta let it rock. Into the first round, let's see what these guys choose on there. Round start options, just pure respect. Both of these players, they're like, you know what? You got this far in bracket, you probably have something. Yeah.
Okay. That was a good counter hit. Sword earlier.
That's the burst.
4 or 5 in the one.
And opening him up again with the low. This is interesting because we see Bench Ninja playing at sort of a really uncomfortable range, I feel like, for Johnny, just darting in and out, like waiting for him to, like, baiting options and then punishing him for choosing those. Opening him up again in the corner, this is really tough, that's done, but I'm not sure if that was the most he could have gotten out of that. I feel like he could have converted into something more damaging. It may have been more confirmed. This guy probably knows more about Ram than I do, but takes the round pretty convincingly.
Ram is a pretty unusual Guilty Gear character because she is built more like a Tekken character. She doesn't really have normals as much as she has strings.
Yep.
And we saw a bit of that last round.
Absolutely.
Back to the corner, back to the strings. He got the blitz.
He burns meter to burst, but that's sort of, it's like, in this matchup especially.
Oh, it did.
No, that's got the good anti-air hitbox on it. So
I didn't know the range.
That's good awareness. Like 4-5 bringing this back a bit. He's got his own anti-airing with the 6P to convert into a pretty big combo. Gets another one out here.
Universal anti-air. That's something more games need to have.
Absolutely, because you see like some characters do like to Oki out off of like a jumping option, just having that meaty hitbox out to catch whatever option you choose on Wake Up. But just Bench Ninja calling it out.
Another great round for Bench Ninja.
Is able to take the round. Yeah.
But this is losers final, so we should be getting a best of 5.
Yeah, this ought to be a best of 5. We'll see. Both of these players have proven themselves to be very adaptive. We'll see how they manage to adapt to each other in this next game. The far S to the Rekka.
Zero to respect. Swift dust.
Once again, I think he's going for, because I don't think that's a safe block string. I think he's just expecting to drop block whenever he does that. Whenever he hits him with the far sword and then tries to go in with the dash.
Okay, so 100 hit from the Zord, got a little bit out of that, not a lot, but you take what you can get.
Yeah, for sure. Manages to stuff out his approach there. Burns burst, doesn't really, like that was not a great burst because 4-5 was respecting it.
Back to the corner for Bench.
We got sort of a wall bounce combo situation here. That's going to be pretty big if he can get this Wake Up, which he does.
Ooh, level 3 misfire.
But just kind of drops it, which is weird because that's a pretty easy follow-up.
It was. A wall splat, level 3 misfire.
That might just be, tension here because this is pretty high stakes and this is a
much better round for John. Oh, but that's as I was talking. We go back to the Tekken.
And this is not a situation you want to be in.
Tekken now.
Yeah, well, just juggle combos.
But it looks like 4-5's got this.
They're both just jumping, trying to catch something out, going air to air. Against Johnny, I would say Ram does not want to go air to air generally. She's going to be beat out in a lot of situations. But she was probably feeling pressure just in that uncomfortable situation, like with her back pushed up at the corner, that maybe I can relieve some of this by jumping. Attacks out of it. Johnny doesn't really convert to anything.
Up with the
again, Tekken combos carrying him into the corner, and now
not quite corner, not quite wall, splat, but it's something.
Yeah, we'll take it. It's a good situation for Bench Ninja either way.
We have swords out, but those were quickly snuffed out.
Dashes in the 6P or the 6K. We got lows, just sort of not really converting into anything too huge, but
that got him.
It is an opener. Turns it around with the grab. I like that.
Yeah.
Because this is now Ram's weakest position.
He whiffed the level 2. Misfire.
2 RCs. Opens him up, but actually gets a counter hit. So that was that made it safe for Bench Ninja.
That was a good burst.
Yeah, I agree. Pretty even life here. Ramlethal, I think a little bit squishier than Johnny, if I'm correct.
Yeah.
So Johnny's slight advantage.
Johnny might be a bit above average.
Of course, if either of these characters gets like one good hit, that's pretty much the round.
And I think
this is gonna be
okay. He RC. So
misses the follow up again.
He went for the back side, but I guess
he's dropping these. It didn't cost him the game, but like maybe the pressures are getting to him or something, because he has come a really long way. If you're making a losers run too, because after all, 4-5 did drop into losers a bit sooner than Bench Ninja, so he might be a little less fresh.
Yeah.
And whenever you're not fresh like that, you do tend to drop inputs more. But still, really good adaptation. Scores 1-1 currently.
Don't see a lot of back to sides from Johnny's, at least not 4-5's Johnny.
Gets the grab. I like that, because he saw he was trying to get out of the corner there, and he's like, just no, you're getting back over there in that corner. That's where I want you. That's where I'm going to keep you. And 4-5 has made some really strong motions to keep his opponent in the corner. Like, you'll see anytime Ramlethal tries to pick an escape option, 4-5's just right on top of it. Like that cancel. Again, just to keep that stage pressure up.
Not a lot of big hits, but positioning wise, 4-5 is kind of what is doing better.
Yeah, but Bench Ninja turns it around.
This should get him the corner.
Expends that second jump. Techs out.
Not letting him out.
Just keeps teching the YRC.
He's left one sword out.
The hard knockdown doesn't get much off of wake up. I love that. I love that option. It's just because he caught him blocking. Ram was expecting more of a longer block strike.
Probably, yeah.
And the overhead opens up. That's a good burst.
Yeah.
Needed to do that. Like Bench Ninja getting a little hungry there. 4-5 with the experience to see, okay, I can probably burst out here, get something going for me. Another bad burst. He keeps baiting that.
Johnny is definitely a character that's difficult to burst against, because lots of his moves are just so bursty.
Yeah, it's like, he can be doing something, he can be committing to something, but because like at the range Johnny likes to commit to things, your burst still not doing anything.
Yeah. Stuff. Learning to burst against Johnny, that's something that you need to actually learn to do.
Yeah, it's definitely an acquired skill, something to practice. Finds an opening here. That does convert pretty big. I think I see now why he's going for the far S into the what's the it's an SRK input that like ducks underneath you and it does the dashboard.
Yeah, I think I know what you mean.
I wanted to call it by its official name so I could look cool, but I forgot what it was. But it converts into really big damage and it's a corner carry, which is why I think Bench Ninja is opting for it, even though I'm pretty sure it's unsafe on block.
I'm terrible with official moves. I just until this morning I just keep calling Johnny's Y his cheese block.
The cheese block?
The cheese block.
I like that. Yeah, it's tasty. And we got Bench Ninja just sort of running away, which is kind of, I'm not a huge fan of that, because he does have the life lead here. You want to press your advantage in that situation, like find some hit.
Ram is not a character who you can kind of play lame and safe with.
Yeah,
so
absolutely.
Not great. So burst. This can be tough.
I think detecting that 4-5 was able to
the low misfiner, huh?
Yeah, push himself.
Was that a 2-0?
No, it's 2-1, but this is best of 5, so we got another game coming up. Bench Ninja maybe feeling a little scared, playing a little scared.
Looks ready though.
But yeah, we've seen him adapt before. We'll probably see it again.
Yep.
It's a hard nut to crack though, because if 4-5 keeps predicting his defensive options like the way he's been able to keep him in disadvantage. That's where Ramlethal dies.
Okay.
Far S, and this is going to be pretty big. Also a corner carry.
Good Far S this year.
Overhead
does the corner. This should be big.
Oh yeah, you're not kidding. This is going to be, not only is this going to be this combo, it's also going to be set up for more. You'll see him put his swords up, just keep Johnny blocking, trying to open him up with high-low mix-ups. You'll see that overhead coming through.
I know people say Ram is a Tekken character, but I mean they're really not kidding. Because, the whole wall splat and then all of those wall-specific combos. It's really
gets the dust, and that was honestly just style points. I don't think that was even confirmed. Like, he could have done something safer there.
I'm pretty sure that with Ram you can actually dust in your combos at the wall.
Oh yeah?
I'm pretty sure. Yeah. I've seen
like
that
after wall splat maybe?
Yeah.
Yeah. I guess that makes sense, but still.
Yeah.
A very confident round 1 coming from Bench Ninja. I think he's figured something out.
He's not letting him run away with this win.
Yeah. Of course, 4-5. He's got all that experience. He's able to call out a lot of options that he can see coming, because he's seen him 100 times before.
Flash, Misfiner. Oh, was that a... Okay, good. Moves that cause that tumble thing.
Playing it full screen. I think both players are getting a little overly cautious here. They don't want to, because if you give up advantage to, because of Ramlethal's really strong advantage state and really weak disadvantage state, both players are sort of encouraged to either you're in a combo or you're all the way across the screen.
Okay, we're back with the, but then he must have he took that out of
That's
that.
That's gonna be a hard knockdown.
Okay, this shouldn't hit, should it? Okay.
No, he dashes out of it and then FDs to make it safe. That was, I think he may have predicted that option on Wake Up because I don't think there was any other reason to backdash since it just sort of gave up some stage.
Oh, another counter hit.
And that's going to be...
Not quite.
I think did he drop that?
Oh man, I hate to be where Ben is right now. To be so close. Oh, goes for the
no, that's bursts out of it. If he didn't, that would have been the round, and actually does get the slash there. So he's saying, nope, this is not going to go to game 5. I'm going to take it here and now. That's what he's going for, and we'll see if that can hold true. Bench Ninja's no slouch though. It's going to be a tough time.
For situations where you're both near death, but you're like one chip away. That's nerve-wracking.
I really like that. So in the corner, Johnny tried to escape by dashing forward, but then the sword clipped him, and out of that, Bench Ninja had the awareness to say, okay, now I can go in. Now I can get my combo because you tried to escape.
I'm seeing 4-5 falling for those overhead parts of the strike.
That's big damage. Gets out of it.
Flip out of it.
Do you think Ram dropped that?
I think I might have done it. Yeah. Okay.
Respecting the sword, gets out of it, notices that Ram's going to try to regain stage and uses that sort of desire to catch him out.
Okay. He wanted that burst.
Another good RC, but opens him up here. This is going to be the game. Wow, game 5 situation between Bench Ninja and 4-5. Pretty evenly matched so far, I'd say. Yeah. Both players are adapting really well to each other.
We're near to the end of the tournament. People want to get what their money's. Yeah, people want to get their time and money's worth, you know?
Absolutely. This is the final game in the set. Let's see what can happen here. Calls out the respect at the start of the round, and, well, you know, like he bursts to get out of it, but I love that because that is an option that 4-5 really likes. He does like the backdash and round start, and, you know, Bench Ninja notices that. He's like, I can feel it. I can get this.
I think Bench is starting to become aware that, you know, his far slash is a good option in this matchup. I've been seeing him use that confidently a lot, and has been working.
Just guards both of those hits and is able to retaliate because of
another thing veterans are good at, just blocking everything.
But he gets opened up again, and this is going to be, it's going to be a corner carry for sure. Tekken combos, opens him up with the overhead, but doesn't really get much out of it. The 6P to convert into a big combo there will take the round.
4-5 was leading, but now we're only one round away from 4-5 elimination. He won't go down to the fight though, that's for sure.
Got sort of a footsie game. Opens him up with a low. Looks like 4-5's trying to call him out air to air, but Bench Ninja's not really falling for it.
Wall. Okay, yeah,
that's a corner splat. This is big. Oh, honestly, not a great situation to be in if you're 4-5.
Yeah.
Just all this pressure on block opens him up the overhead.
This should be another dust.
And the dust is gonna, wow, this is gonna be pretty nuts.
I mean, never count 4-5 out.
The red burst. Yeah, never count 4-5 out because like he's still got confidence. He's like, this is do or die time. The burst doesn't read it. Opens him up again. Wall combo, but techs out. The RC, that's it.
Wow, that's it.
Yeah, finds the overhead.
Good showing.
Yeah, good showing from 4-5. We saw signs of life at the end.